Steven Hernandez, Cat Daddy in the building. Welcome to everyone who may be in the bushes. It's been a long day. I appreciate you guys joining me. So I'm gonna make this video real quick and you know, short and sweet, okay? Because I want to get this part of it out of the way. It's been a long day for me, so I do want to make it kind of short. Okay, so we're gonna keep it very lightly. Okay, but I do want to make you guys aware of the fact that a lot of you who have been dealing with narcissists in any capacity, okay, if you have any sort of personal relationship or interaction with a narcissist for any kind of prolonged amount of time, you're probably suffering from some form of post-traumatic stress disorder. Welcome, Zion of the Land, and everyone else who has joined. I'm glad you guys could be here in this time and space because, like I said, I'm going to try to make this video as short as possible with as much information in it as possible because I've had a very long day. I'm tired, Zion of the Land. I take my clients on certain days of the week, and so today I usually I intend to talk to my people for like an hour, and I end up talking to them for like 3 hours. And so I'm really tired. It's been a long day. I was up all night. I didn't get off the live last night until like 3 a.m. I couldn't believe it was past 3. Then I came back on and I went live again for a little, a short amount of time because I was fired up by the narc, okay, that was in here. And so I haven't slept, all night. I've been up all night. So yeah, I stayed up till 3. Then I got back on. I did not get any sleep. I've been working all day. And so I was not going to come on tonight, but I said, I need to keep my word. And I felt that I would sleep better if I came on to do this. Okay. So welcome, Leah Michelle, Miss Mac, Auntie, and everyone else who has joined. Like I said, I'm glad you guys caught me in this time and space. Also, shout out to Oshun Ajay Exclusive on Patreon. I am also live streaming on Patreon, okay? Zion of the Land, I will sleep a lot better once I get this out, okay? Because I really feel like I talk to a lot of people, and people are suffering from the symptoms of PTSD that's associated with dealing with a narcissist, with the trauma, with the, with the traumatic, abuse and everything that you deal with dealing with a narcissist. And so, but a lot of people don't recognize what they're going through. Okay. So if you are if you've dealt with a narcissist, or if you're dealing with one right now and you're dealing with things like, insomnia, brain fog, lack of being able to trust your own intuition, memory losses, bad dreams, numbing your own emotions, pushing everything back down. This is why I have to unravel energy out of people's energy centers, because you tend to repress the memories. That dude been following me. I'm telling you, narcs are relentless in their attempt to gain narcissistic supply, Zion of the Land. I suggest that you disengage, okay, or don't engage, okay, because we over here, we do not feed the narcs, okay? So that's funny though. That's real funny, because that's one of the reasons why I was up till 3 a.m. last night, and I was like, I'm not doing it today. Okay. So panic attacks, paranoia, brain fog, shortened attention span, shortened temper, okay, not being able to sleep, like I said, all of these things are symptoms of post-traumatic stress syndrome. And I know that our people, we tend to not pay attention to certain things. We tend to just kind of push through and just keep going, and we don't acknowledge the fact that we are going through some of these things. It can, yes, if we repress these energies, we repress the memories, the acknowledgement that we have been abused. A lot of people start to go into coping mechanisms of codependencies on drugs, or coping mechanisms. Like me, when I first got ghosted, I would smoke weed all day, every day, in order to self-medicate myself all the way up until I met my teacher, okay? And so that was one of my coping mechanisms. But some people do harder drugs. Some people become codependent on karmic relationships that then, end up being even more damaging than they were. It can lead to suicidal thoughts. It can lead to, like I said, self-medicating. It can lead to hypervigilance, where you become, it's like being hypervigilant is like being always expecting something bad to happen, alert, fearful, timid, paranoid. All of these things can happen as a result of dealing with a narcissist, especially depending on how abusive and how bad the situation was. This can be if you had a narcissistic parent. Yes, you can develop all of these coping mechanisms. Vacating, some people even go as far as to create, altered personalities to deal with their traumas. This is, is basically all dependent upon how severe the trauma was for you, okay? Some people end up blaming themselves, or feeling guilty, or feeling like a failure because you were not able to heal a narcissist, okay? So my mug is, this is the No Narc Network. You can find No Narc Network TV on YouTube. You can find the private No Narc Network in Oshun Aje exclusive on Patreon. And if anyone's interested, just inbox me, okay? But repetitive memories of the things that you've been through, like I said, feeling guilty, feeling bad because you couldn't heal the narcissist, putting all of this pressure on yourself, feeling like it was your responsibility to heal this person, to save this person. All of these things are symptoms of post-traumatic stress disorder. Okay. And a lot of times we're just dealing with it and we don't even realize that that's what we're dealing with. Okay. And so I just wanted to come and basically point out some of the symptoms of having it, because a lot of people have it, okay, are dealing with post-traumatic stress disorder and not really doing what they need to be doing about it to actually heal, okay? And so, it lasts for a long time in people who don't acknowledge it. Now, again, I'm a spiritualist. I'm not a psychologist. So anybody that might have heard me arguing with the narc last night, I was just saying stuff because he was getting on my damn nerves, okay? So basically, I've been working as a spiritualist. I've been teaching about this since 2016. I've been doing this professionally since 2017. So I will put my my website in the description. So there are reviews on my work on my website, and also if anyone needs to contact me, you can reach me. This is how you can reach me. If I can get this thing up. I'm so tired. Stuff is not, you know what I'm saying, really registering, but I did want to come because I did just get off of the phone with one of my clients, and I felt like Enraged Empath, welcome. So I did just get off. Damn, what is going on? Enraged Empath. If you can you put my website? The Enraged Empath is one of my people, okay? Can you put the BadassMagicShop.com in the comments for me? Because I cannot even get my little thing to come up right now. And also, if you can put my Patreon in there, thank you so much. So yes, Enraged Empath is actually part of my private support group, Right on Time. It's fine whenever you can get it in there. So, because I'm not going to be here long, I just wanted to come by and like give you guys some of the symptoms of what post-traumatic stress syndrome looks like, because a lot of you are suffering from it and don't realize it. Okay, so again, insomnia, headaches, migraines, repressing the memories, not wanting to think about it, not wanting to talk about it, or needing to talk about it, overly wanting to talk about it, feeling like, being stuck, like in this cycle of hypnotic rhythm where you're constantly going over and over the same thing that happened. So you end up being stuck. I talk to a lot of people. Some people end up being stuck for years, still trying to figure out what happened, what the hell happened, why did it happen? At some point, we have to realize that it happened, that we've survived it, that time has passed, and that we need to find some way to come to terms with the loss. Okay, what has happened. In a lot of us, it will appear as a period of mourning. Okay, I've never held back the fact that I was in a state of mourning for 10 whole months. Okay, a very long and slow process of healing. Okay, through self-love and self-care. Yes, BadassMagicShop.com and Oshun Ajay exclusive on Patreon. If you just go on Patreon, Oshun Ajay exclusive is all one word. Okay. But if you, like I said, it can even lead to you feeling like you don't want to be here anymore, losing all hope in humanity. You know what I'm saying? Not believing in love anymore, feeling like everything was your fault, or that you failed again at healing or saving the narcissist. Okay. All of these are symptoms of post-traumatic stress disorder. Okay. Welcome, King T, Cinnamon Stick, Rahul, Roy, and everyone else who has joined me. So some of the things that are used to treat post-traumatic stress disorder. Some of the medications, I think there's only like 3 approved medications. All of them, 2 of them being antidepressants, which would be Zoloft and Paxil, and an SSRI inhibitor, which is a selective serotonin reuptake inhibitor. So serotonin would be like your feel-good chemical. It's a neurotransmitter that basically carries messages between the nerve cells in your brain. Okay, so it's basically telling you to feel good, to be happy. It affects your mood, it affects your emotions. So when they inhibit the reuptake of the serotonin, because usually, okay, so basically it's a neurotransmitter that transmits messages between, basically that tells your brain to feel good. Okay, when in a normal cycle of your serotonin being released, it will be reabsorbed, okay, into once it's transmitted the message that I'm in a good mood, I'm happy or whatever, it's reabsorbed back into your cells. But the SSRI inhibitors basically keep it from being reabsorbed, and the idea is that they feel like that's going to cause there to be more serotonin available to continue, keep the feeling of feeling good going longer. So a lot of people are taking these sorts of medications to deal with it. And then there's different therapies that they use as well. I don't agree with all of these therapies. I am the unraveler. I work on a spiritual level. I can see the energy in your energy centers. I can feel it when you talk to me. I do use some form of talk therapies, which is some of the things that they use in psychology, psychiatry, but I do it in a different way. Okay, so I can see the energy because basically when you repress memories, which is what a lot of people do, or when when you're in denial. Thank you so much, Enraged Empath. So, when you repress these memories, when you cause yourself to go numb, you don't allow yourself to feel what's happening, or what you're feeling. You basically push everything into the subconscious mind. You don't think about it. The memories are still there. It's just now it's congested in your energy centers. So when it's congested in your energy centers, I always use the analogy of or the example of when you have a lump in your throat, like when you want to cry, but you don't allow the tears to fall, you don't express the emotions that you're feeling, you will feel like you have a lump in your throat. That is the most evident one that I can use, so because it's something that I know that most people can relate to, feeling that lump in your throat when you feel the need to cry. And if you don't release it, the lump is just going to stay there until it kind of dissipates, but it's still there. This is you when you feel this congested energy in your throat chakra. But it not only gets congested in your throat, it gets congested in all of your energy centers. Now you have your 7 major energy centers, but there's energy centers all throughout your body, okay? And so when you don't express your emotions, and a lot of times when you've been in a narcissistic relationship, you haven't even been given the outlet for expression because the person is not available to listen to you. And so a lot of times the people that I deal with, they have a lot of repressed or congested energies in their energy centers. Okay, so there's different ways to try to release this. Now, some of the therapies that they use in psychiatry and psychology, like I said, I don't agree with them all. Some of them work for some people, that I guess they say that they work for, like, what is it called? Magnetism Therapy. What is the name of it? I wrote it down somewhere in one of my books. Magnetic resonance therapy, which I equate to shock therapy. Okay, basically this is when they are sending like electrical impulses into the cortex of your brain, and basically from these coiled magnets. Okay, and it's basically supposed to shock you back into alignment in some kind of way. Now this has been reported to work with autistic people who have autism. You know what I'm saying? It's been reported to work with some people who are suffering from anxiety and depression. Okay, I don't agree with it. You know what I'm saying? It's not something that I would do, because the electrical coils are just a mimic of the energy that you can actually use through your hands when you do energy healing, when you do distance healing. So, I am a certified Reiki master, so I do distance healing, I do energy healing. So it's the same thing to me. This is them mimicking energy healing, okay? Because it does have to be done on an energetic level. It is a spiritual affliction. The people need to be given an outlet for expression, because that's what this congested energy, that's basically what it equates to: unexpressed emotions, okay, unresolved mental and psychological conflicts, okay? And so it's basically these people just need to be listened to. This is why a lot of the therapies that are used in psychiatry and psychology are talk therapies, where the person is just given an outlet for expression, where somebody is actually listening with the, actually being interested in what they're saying. And you don't get this in a narcissistic relationship. So I'm not coming from the DSM with this, but a lot of it is going to match up, okay? So that being the Diagnostic and Statistical Manual of Mental Disorders. Yes, a lot of the things that I'm saying are going to match up with it, but the thing that I feel like that they haven't gone deep enough into is the spiritual aspect of it. I think that the root of it is a spiritual affliction. Now, there are some people who would say, well, you just saying what you think or what you feel. But no, as we go forward, I'm going to back up everything that I'm saying, okay? I have taken time out of my life to actually study this, to actually teach it. Some of my people are in the room right now. Thank you, Enraged Empath, that I have been working with. And, this is what I do. I just do it in a different way. So I'm saying, bear with me. I have a whole year-long book study that I'm going to share with you guys just to back up everything that I'm saying, because I know that I'm coming from an unconventional angle with this. And you know, I'm standing on everything that I said, and I'm going to prove to y'all everything that I'm saying. Okay, for most of you who have actually dealt with this firsthand, I don't need to prove it to you. Like, you already know that what I'm saying is true. Okay, which is why I'm also going to be opening up my panel, so that, you know, we can talk about it, and so that those who don't understand how prevalent this is, they will also, you know, come to understand. It's all about exposing and ripping the masks off the narcs, just like I talked about last night. Okay, it's time. Some of the other therapies that they use are things like service animals, getting people used to basically dealing, like equine therapy, which is like you know, taking care of horses, where it's a progressive thing, where they start to, you know, first just getting to know the horses and being around there, then they progress to riding the horses. So this is like, you know, dealing with connection, emotional connection, some kind of way. This is supposed to help you, you know, reconnect with yourself and all that. And I'm not saying that it's not effective for some people, but again, I feel like, if, you know, the way that I work is a combination of talk therapy and energy healing. Okay, the energy that I heal with is pure compassion. Okay, and so when I get you to talk about what you've gone through, I can grasp onto that energy. I can unravel it out of you. Meaning that if you have repressed emotions and you haven't allowed yourself to cry about it, or be angry about it, or cuss about it, or whatever. No, I'm not trying to talk to nobody tonight. I'm not in the mood for none of that. Okay, I'm tired. So I will open up the panel tomorrow, but like I said, y'all, I was on here last night until 3 a.m. And I have not slept. Okay, so I've been up all night, and I've been talking to clients all day. And so, you know, one of the conversations lasting for 3 hours. So you know what I'm saying? This is why I'm a little bit, you know, I'm tired. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just not in the pop-up. I'm not for the little pop-ups tonight. Okay. So another therapy, cognitive behavioral therapy, prolonged exposure therapy. These are therapies where you allow the person to talk about what they've gone through as much as they need to. They can talk about the same thing over and over again, you know, as much as they need to, because they haven't been able to express it. So this is the literal unraveling of that energy. Okay, as you're talking about it, this energy is literally being unraveled out of your energy centers. If you could see how it gets congested in your energy centers. Okay, again, the lump in the throat. Okay, some of y'all got lumps in your heart. You got lumps in your solar plexus. You got lumps in the root chakra. So the energy is not flowing freely. So anytime we get these energies, you know, congested in the energy centers, eventually, okay, because it first starts, okay, I ain't even gonna trip. It first starts as on an emotional level, you know, it's psychological. By the time it has become a physical, it has become symptomatic. It has already affected you emotionally, mentally, and spiritually. Okay, the physical symptom would be like the last thing that shows up. Okay, so by then you need healing on all of those levels. Okay. So the physical symptoms are a result of this congested energy not being unraveled. Okay, so it stays there, and then it starts to turn into something unnatural. It starts to become a physical pain. Okay, you know, people who have gone through this, there's a such thing as heartache. Okay, back aches that are associated with this, the stress across your shoulders, you know, problems with your digestive system working correctly. These are all symptoms that appear after you haven't cared for it spiritually, mentally, or emotionally. Okay, the physical symptom, again, is the last symptom. Okay, again, the medications work for some people. Okay, some of those therapies work for some people, but some people need to be unraveled spiritually. Most people that I find, okay, and I work with a lot of different people, they basically just have a lot of repressed emotions that they either haven't allowed themselves to feel because it was so overwhelming, or because they weren't given an outlet. Nobody is listening. You know, they're surrounded by narcs. Okay, the family is a narc. You know what I'm saying? You're in a relationship with a narcissist. You work with narcissists, so you really don't have anyone to talk to. Which is why I end up having 3 and 4 hour conversations with the people that I do work with, and I absolutely do not mind, because at one point in my life I was one of those people. So this is what qualifies me to be here, because I literally participated in healing myself, okay? And then shout out to my herbalist and dietitian, okay, Yehuda Yisrael. I know a lot of y'all know Yehuda. He helped me to complete my healing, okay? And so to release the rest of that. And so, you know, it basically by raising my vibration, changing my diet, and changing a lot of things in my life helped me release the last little bit of darkness that I had, okay? And so I know the way out of the valley of the shadow of death, okay? Because a lot of people who have suffered from narc abuse and they don't have a support system, they can become suicidal in their thoughts, okay? They can be having nightmares. They can be having recurring memories, hypnotic rhythm, okay? Memories of the abuse or the abuser, okay? Flashbacks. All of these things are symptoms of post-traumatic stress syndrome. I don't care if it was a narcissistic parent, okay? I don't care if it was a spouse, okay? But these are the ones that are most damaging, when it was a parent, or if it was a mate, someone you was trying to love, or a spouse, okay? But every level of it, if it has become diabolical in your life, is going to, you know, has been damaging in some way. And so we need to really examine ourselves mentally, emotionally, spiritually, okay, and physically, for any of these symptoms, okay, so that we can dig it up at the root and heal it, so that we can unravel it, okay, so that the energy that you're supposed to be a conduit for can freely flow through your energy centers, or your chakras, or the 7 temples of the body, or however you want to refer to it. You are going to feel this, you know what I'm saying, in one of those bodies: mental, spiritual, physical, or emotional, okay? So meditation helps, okay? Meditation, yoga helps, okay? Breath work helps. Doing your own rituals depending on what your belief system is, you know, lighting certain candles for certain things, cord cutting ceremonies, some of these things, all of these things have been effective for me in you know, working with the people that I work with. Distance healing, but most of all, with a narcissist, someone who has dealt with a narcissist, who has survived narcissistic abuse, whether it was sexual abuse, whether it was emotional abuse, whether it was psychological abuse. Talk therapies seem to be the most effective, allowing the person to just be able to express what they've gone to express their emotions, to express their pain, their anger, and to have someone listen. Okay, so again, it's just the pure energy of compassion that heals more than anything. Okay, so, you know, the magnetic resonance therapy is just, to me, a mimic of what we can literally do with the energy that we are a conduit for in our own bodies, okay? When we put our hands together in gasho, or the prayer position, you know, and putting these fingertips together, that is a conduit for energy, okay, that we can actually pass on to other people. So, you know, a lot of you, I've talked to you about who my teacher was, okay, beyond any college professor, okay, very, very supernatural teacher. First thing that he taught me was about energy, and how even though I can't see it, I can see the effects of it, okay, by using my energy to affect the elements, to affect water, to affect fire, to affect the air, okay, and so that I would know without being able to actually see the energy, okay, all the time, because I can see it sometimes, you know, especially if a person if it's congested in you, because it's more dense, you know what I'm saying? It's easier to see. But you can't always see it. Like if you're putting the energy out from your hands, you can't always, that's not always going to be visible to you, but the effects of it will be visible to you. Okay. So a couple of weeks ago, I was able to, with everything that I've learned from my dietitian, using herbs, using fruit juices, and everything that I've been using to heal a family member, I was able to actually use that along with the Reiki techniques that I know to force a parasite out of a family member's body. And it was amazing because I had never seen anything like that before in my life. I did not know that it could come out through your skin like that, but it was amazing because I was doing Reiki on this person while they were sleeping. And again, it took me right back to my training when I was, that was the first thing that I had to learn. Even though I cannot see this energy, I definitely could see the effects of it because the person was sleeping, and as I'm feeling out their energy field, I'm seeing their body react even though they were sleeping. Okay, and when I got to the area where the parasite was, okay, which was near the ankle, okay, which they had said was a tumor on the ankle, which basically contained a parasite. When I got to that area, the leg was reacting, the foot was reacting, even though this person was asleep. So when you actually step up and say, okay, I'm going to do this with compassion, with love, with the desire, and with the vision of seeing this person healed and whole, in your mind, you have to understand how the energy works. And so, when you're doing this and you're reaching into their energy field with your hands, and you're extending this light energy from your hands, you will see a reaction from it. Okay. And so I saw the reaction, I knew it was working, and then a few hours later, the parasite was forced out of the body, because when you have raised the vibration so high, now this was a combination of a change in diet, incorporating herbs and fruit juices, and eliminating some things, okay, from the diet, along with the Reiki energy, okay, was able to literally force out a physical parasite out of the body, okay. And so this is a combination of things that I use in order to be an effective healer. So it's basically, when I talk to a person, I have to determine, first of all, in which body is the affliction, or is it in all? Because by the time you're having physical, because not everyone has the physical pains associated with it. Sometimes people will come and seek for help when they're having emotional pain, when they're having psychological problems, when they're having the bad dreams. You know what I'm saying? Some people are aware of the energy that's congested and the need to release that. So, with another one of my people, this was not too long ago, she had lost her mom, and she had not talked about it, had not cried about it. And I knew that this was unnatural, that she was not mourning her mother's death. And so I had to unravel that, because that was repressed energy. That was, that was like energy that was starting to be congested, and I could literally feel the fact that her energy was not flowing. It was just like stuck and stagnant, because it's you pushed it down, okay, and you repressed it. And so that's not healthy at all, because when you repress it, it will start to just come out and catch you off guard. You'll start having emotional outbursts. It can lead to mental instability. And so I couldn't allow that to happen. And so I had to get her to talk to me about what was happening until I could get that emotion to start to flow. So a lot of times it will appear as a sudden break, and then the tears are flowing, a meltdown. It's okay though, okay, because a lot of people are afraid to feel those feelings, which is why it's suppressed to begin with. Okay, so you have to basically kind of unravel them into an emotional meltdown where they are willing to release that emotion. That was a good thing, that finally you're going to cry about this. Finally, let that dam break, let those tears flow, okay, because that is healing. Okay, those tears are healing, they are cleansing for the soul. But anytime you start to repress those things, it starts to weigh down on you. It equates to what I call spiritual gravity. It weighs you down. It keeps you from moving forward. And so I had to unravel that out of her, okay? And the way that her dam broke and the tears began to flow, it was like the next day, she was so, I mean, her energy had shifted to such a higher level that this was a woman who had never really meditated. Okay, I had basically given her some meditation techniques. I had written a spoken word treatment for her. And she started using the treatment, and it was about a couple of days after her dam broke and the emotions started to flow that she started to have supernatural experiences. She was actually able to connect with her mother in the spirit realm. Now, this is not in her imagination, okay? To this day, like, I'm gonna try to get her to come on here. She was able to connect with her mom. She was able, not just her mother, but other people who were in the realm of the ancestors, okay? She was happy. Her whole energy was different, and it's because you finally let those tears out. You allowed the mourning to happen. You finally allowed that energy to flow, and you feel so much better. Like, she has not returned to that place that she was in, okay, went before. And so it's very rewarding on both behalves, because she's a whole lot better. And now I swear she's a whole psychic medium, okay? She has begun to enter into what I call 5D. She's able to, and she's able, I'm amazed by her experiences, because she's able to go whenever she wants to. She goes back and forth, okay, between realms. And like I said, she had never meditated or had any sort of supernatural experiences before that, okay? So all she needed was for that energy to begin to flow, and then her natural divine feminine energy and her gifts were released, okay? And they were turned all the way up. So holding on to that energy, it can block a lot of things. It can block, love coming into your life. It can block your abundance from flowing, because all of these things are connected to your own energy, frequency, and vibe. And the way that she was, and the way that a lot of people are, when you're not allowing the energy to flow, is it's not moving. Like, it feels stagnant. You feel stuck, okay? You're going around in circles mentally, emotionally, spiritually, hypnotic rhythm. That's what it felt like. And once it starts to move, it just feels free. You feel free. You feel happier. You know what I'm saying? I can feel the energy flowing. It's much lighter. It's not heavy. It's not weighed down. And so, getting her to talk about it, and me being able to grab that energy and just pull it out, just mentally, unraveling it, and to see it actually, be very healing for her almost instantaneously. Like, her energy, her vibe went up about 10 notches after that, okay? And she smiles all the time now. And like I said, the most amazing thing is that she's operated in her gifts. So the other day she told me that she blurted out to some woman at a restaurant that her marriage was falling apart or something. And then she was like, now, why the hell did I say that? So it was because she knows things now. It's like her claircognizance was turned on, okay? And her clear empathy, and she's clairaudient. She's amazing to me, because she's one of my most amazing cases that I've worked with, because it released her magic, okay? It was like there was magic like trapped in her DNA, and it got released when she was unraveled, okay? So that was like one of the most Cat Daddy, everyone that's gifting me, thank you. And everyone that's joining, I thank you guys for sharing this time and space with me. I am going to end this live soon, but I wanted to stop by and, let you guys know that a lot of you are suffering from, post-traumatic stress disorder and don't even know it. You just think that, I have insomnia, I'm having nightmares, I'm having bad dreams. You know what I'm saying? I suffer from anxiety, depression. All of these things are, symptoms of post-traumatic stress disorder. And so if you are suffering from these things, think about getting some help, okay? I would love to help you, but in whatever way that you're going to help, which is why I told you about some of the other therapies that, that are being used, because some of those things might work for you. Pretty Brow, thank you so much for gifting me, love. I appreciate that. I really appreciate it. And so, like I said, some of the medications work for some people, but if you've tried all of those things and they have not worked for you, if what I'm saying resonates with you and you do agree with me that you feel that this is a spiritual affliction, okay? If it's if the problem, the symptoms or, you know, if you're experiencing these on an emotional, mental, or psychological level, you can stop that before it becomes symptomatic physically. And so, you know what I'm saying? We need to start thinking about what we're thinking about and being aware of what we're feeling or what we're not allowing ourselves to feel. And then we need to treat that accordingly. Okay, because again, we don't want to start developing diseases because we have not allowed ourselves to express our thoughts, feelings, or emotions. And that's basically what it boils down to with most narcissistic abuse survivors. Okay, again, a lot of them have suffered from sexual abuse, mental abuse, emotional abuse, and then having no support system, because most of the people that they're dealing with are also narcissistic in nature, and you know, trying to insist that, you know, we need to be still worrying about healing the narc. Okay, and so I am here to advocate for the people who have actually survived a narc, for the people who, you know what I'm saying, have been damaged emotionally, have had smear campaigns done on you, you know, have just been wronged in the wrongest way. Okay, and so again, I when I open up the panels, because I feel that I feel you, the people who are in the room who want to speak about it. Okay. When I open up the panels, I encourage you all to come up here and speak about it, because there are people that are going to be watching who don't know what a narcissist is, who think that they can read Google and understand what a narcissist is, who think that they can read the diagnostic manual, the diagnostic and statistic manual of mental disorders and know what a narcissist is. Okay. And I submit to you the idea that you don't know what a narcissist is unless you have experienced a narcissist. Not if you think you used to be one, not if you were the one tormenting and terrorizing people. No, not from that end of it, but from actually being on the receiving end of all of their internal garbage that they across the board project onto other people. And so, you know what I'm saying? This is what I'm here for, because these people have not, their feelings have not been validated. They have been dismissed. They have been called crazy. They have, you know, like I said, suffered through some of the most traumatic experiences that anyone could ever go through. Okay. And no one has acknowledged them, that they are some of the strongest people on the planet. So I'm here to acknowledge you. I'm here to validate your experiences. Okay. I'm here to show you that there is life after a narc. Okay. And there is healing. Okay. And it doesn't always have to be the things that you've tried and that have not worked for you. Okay. So if you feel that it is a spiritual affliction, consider getting help from a spiritualist. Okay. It does not have to be me. There are other people who most spiritualists are very aware of the narc demon. Okay. Now the term narc demon is a term that I coin, but they're aware of narcissists and the way that they move and the way that they work, because spiritualists can see in the spirit and they know that that is a spirit. Okay, it is a spiritual affliction. Most tarot readers, most mediums, they are very aware of a narcissist and the way that they move in the spirit, much more so than someone who would have a degree in it, because these people have been programmed to diagnose it in a certain way, to treat it in a certain way. Now, am I saying that's not effective? It is effective for some people. But if you have been under spiritual attack, okay, from a diabolical narcissist, then it must be diagnosed, it must be discerned spiritually, and it must be treated and healed on the spiritual level. Okay, so everyone who has just joined, I appreciate you joining. Everyone who's been watching the whole time. And again, if you guys want, because I am going to be opening up the panels. I just didn't do it tonight because I was on here until 3 a.m. Last night. Okay. And I have not slept. And so I started not to come tonight, but I decided that I'm going to keep my word. I'm going to be here as the support system that needs to be in place. Okay. Because again, it is the time of change. It is the age of Aquarius. Okay. It is the time to wake up. Okay. And to really, I want to bring awareness to the epidemic that is narcissism. If you look up, everybody and their mama is trying to teach about narcissism right now, and some of these people are narcs themselves. Okay, it's just become like a trend to use the word narcissist and narcissism. And so, but I want to go deep into it on the spiritual aspect of it, and some of the things that I work with a lot of people who have been in narcissistic relationships. I've helped people get out of relationships and marriages with narcissists. And I've heard many reports of, like I said, people seeing the narcissist's face morph into the demon that they are being a host for. The eyes turn black, that narcissistic rage, the shift in the energy, all of these things I have experienced, and I can validate your experience, okay? And as we talk about it, there will be other people who come up and share theirs, so that you don't feel like you're alone, that you're unsupported, and that, you know what I'm saying, that you're the only one. It's much more, it is much more common than you think it is, okay? It's happening in every other household. This is why everybody is talking about it. Half of the people that are talking about it are narcs themselves, and you know how they steal energy, and they, it's a trend to talk about it, and so they come up. But the way that you can tell is, who are they, what angle are they taking on this? You know what I'm saying? Who are they supporting in the situation? Are they blaming the people who are the quote unquote victims? Because I don't use the word victim, I use survivors, because again, anyone who has walked through this valley of the shadow of death with this narc demon, you are some of the strongest people on the planet, okay? Whether you know it or not, whether anyone has acknowledged you or not, this is truth. Pretty Brow, thank you so much, babe. I appreciate it. I appreciate everyone who is gifting me, and I do hope that anyone who is interested in coming up, my panels will be open, and any narcs will be, we will acknowledge you, because again, if any narcs come into my chat in the future, you will be made an example of. So, you're welcome to join us as well. So yeah, I'm gonna cut this live short, y'all, because I am tired and I do need to rest, and I do plan to be back tomorrow. And over the weekend, most definitely, my weekends are a lot more free than my weekdays, okay? And so I do plan to spend, more time on Bigo, going live and providing a platform, and where people can actually come in and talk about, their experiences. Would have joined, but I'm out of time. Okay, Enraged Empath, that's fine, babe, because I really wasn't, tonight, I didn't want to open up because we would never have stopped talking, and I really need to get some sleep, okay? But I will be back tomorrow. I'm going to try to start going live. Not having dreams is probably, you're just probably not remembering your dreams, and a lot of times that is indicative of those repressed memories or repressed emotions, okay? So when you start to express those things, it comes back to the consciousness, to the surface of your consciousness, okay? So dreams are, are symbols, and they come from our subconscious mind. But a lot of times, if we are repressing emotions, if we're repressing memories, and or not allowing ourselves to express those things, they stay in the subconscious mind. And so even though you may have had a dream, you can't recall it, okay? You don't remember it at all. So a lot of times we do dream, we just don't remember it. Okay, and so we'll go deeper into that as well, because a lot of us, a lot of people who have suffered from this, you are empaths, you have spiritual gifts, you know what I'm saying? And I want to talk a lot about that as well, because I want to start putting this together as to why you were even under attack to begin with, why you were targeted by the narcissist to begin with. It's because they want your light. Okay, and your light is the reason why you have spiritual gifts. It's the reason why you are so discerning, why you are so empathic. Okay, and so they are basically filled to the brim with darkness, and you're filled to the brim with love and light. And so they want your light. It's like in the spirit realm, it looks like they are in black and white, and you are in color. Okay, so they want your energy. Okay, this is why you equate to narcissistic supply for them. It's not necessarily that they love you or that they that they need you. They do need you just for your energy. It's not anything to do with the love that you think you're receiving. The narcissist doesn't even know what love is. Okay, most people in this realm do not even know what love is. This world does not recognize or receive love. Okay, so those of you who are empathic in nature, a lot of you feel very lonely, misunderstood, okay? And as if you're the only one. Some of you feel that, something may be wrong with you when it is actually the other way around, okay? Yes, you are few and far between, it appears, but this is why I'm opening up this panel to show you that you're not as few and far between as you think. What has happened is that you have been kept quiet. You have been sweeping things under the rug. You have not talked about what you've been through due to embarrassment, due to the pain of it, due to the fact that you haven't come to terms with it yourself. So going forward, we're going to see a lot of people coming to terms with it. We're going to see a lot of people releasing that pain. A lot of people are going to be unraveled, okay? Because that's what I came to do. I came to slay the narc. Okay, the only thing that you have to do to slay them is rip off the mask. Okay, they don't like to be exposed. They hate the truth about themselves. They don't like looking in the mirror. Okay, so I am a super empath. They call a supernova empath, a Heyoka empath. Okay, so what we do is we can mirror back to the narcissist their own behavior. Yes, narc slayer, cat daddy. Okay, and I came to create more narc slayers so that, you know what I'm saying, this epidemic of narcissists is starting to be taken care of. This is basically spiritual warfare, okay, that has been silent because, again, the victims, the survivors have not been speaking about it. For one, because a lot of them have not been given the outlet to do so. So they're not able to really connect with other people unless it is in private support groups. But it's time to go public because the narc is out here living out loud. Okay, they're in the government, they're in the churches, they're in the schools, they're on social media, ruling social media. Okay, it's about 50 Jesuses on this app alone. Okay, and so all of these people are religious narcissists. Okay. And so it's time to start ripping the masks off. If you guys have been paying attention, I don't know how much of you guys pay attention. I know it's not only on YouTube, but a lot of people who are YouTubers, a lot of the people that you used to watch, Sadnetta, Brother Polite, Young Pharaoh, you know what I'm saying, Nature Boy, all of these people are beginning to fall off. The masks are being ripped off these people. Okay, people that we believed in, you know, who were basically narcissists wearing masks. Okay, why are they being ripped off? Because it is the time of change. It is the great awakening. It is the age of Aquarius. Okay, so the narcissist is no longer going to be ruling anything. And so again, I'm a narc slayer and I came to create more narc slayers. Okay, rip the mask off, illuminate that darkness, because they move in angles in the darkness and they move in shadows. They live in the valley of the shadow of death. Okay, so me having walked through that and come out of it, I'm going to shine this light so I can lead the rest of you out of it. Okay, follow my voice, follow my lead, follow my direction. Okay, and we all gonna get out. Okay, I've already seen the end in the beginning, and so now it was just time for me to step up to the mic and provide this platform. Absolutely enraged empath. And so it's time for all of you, because we all have a light that we can shine, and it's time to illuminate them. Okay, put your lights together, illuminate all of the darkness until there is no more darkness in which to hide. Okay, so you know, this is how you slay a narc. Illuminate the truth. Okay, because everything that they are is comprised of lies. Someone correct me if I'm wrong. Okay, they are the devil's children, and the devil is the father of lies. Someone correct me if I'm wrong. They are a lie and the truth ain't in them. Okay, someone correct me if I'm wrong. These people are the devil's co-workers, and this is the conduit of, they are conduits for that dark spectrum of energy. Okay, just as you are a conduit for the light spectrum of energy. This is God and devil energy. This is yin and yang. This is up and down. This is light and dark, however you want to say it. Okay, spiritual warfare. So I suggest y'all armor up, get your swords in your hands, turn your light on. Okay, turning your light on basically equates to raising your vibration. Start to eat better, start to listen to better music, start to change your environment so that you are resonating at a high enough vibration to actually glow, to actually affect them more than they're affecting you. Get with other light workers, and you know, two or more are gathered in the name, bring in that spirit. Okay, because it's time to go to war. Okay, when I come back, I've told my dream several times. Enraged empath, I know that you've probably heard it several times, my dream about the time of change. I'm gonna tell it one more time on here. Thank you so much, pretty brown sugar. Love you, babe. I appreciate that energy. Your energy is amazing. Everyone who has gifted me, I thank you guys. I thank everyone for joining and sitting and listening to me, because I am tired. You know what I'm saying? But I'm trying to make sense at the same time. But yeah, so going forward, we're going to be slaying these narcs. Okay, every one of you who is an empath, a starseed, a light worker, you have a sword in your hand right now. Prepare to use it. Okay, you were born with armor. Okay, so strap up. because we're going in right now. It's time to just go ahead and slay. It's time to take the heads off of these zombies, okay? And so, you know, I hope that you guys are ready. Okay, going forward again, I'm just tired today. Tomorrow, we're going to be fired up even more. I want to get y'all so fired up that you come up here and you're going to tell your truth. You're going to expose the narc that abused you, okay? Because this is how they've been able to, you know, move so smoothly, you know, and roam around seeking whom they can devour, because the victims don't speak. The victims aren't listened to. The victims try to talk to other narcissists who blame them for what happened to them, because you're talking to other narcs and not to empaths, okay, and people who can actually relate to what you have gone through. So nightly, as much as I can, if I'm not working, you know, I will be opening up my panels to narcissistic abuse survivors. This is funny because I did not plan to use this platform for this, but seeing so many narcissists roaming on this app and, you know, on all of social media, and them thinking that they're taking over everything, and I'm seeing the empaths and the people who have suffered from these people and their godlessness and the evil that they bring into your lives, sitting back and being quiet. People will inbox me, people will email me, but they're not speaking up. It's time to speak up. It's time to step up to the mic. So I'm going to provide that mic for you, okay? So, you know, prepare. You don't have to cam up. You can come up and have your profile picture up there. You know what I'm saying? But I do appreciate those of you who I know are going to step up, because for one, it's going to be therapeutic for you. It's going to be encouraging and inspiring for people who need that inspiration to be able to step up. This is the only way that you're going to expose these narcs. This is the only way that you're going to rip the masks off. This is the only way that people are going to stop telling you speaking out of your own pain and you're the only one and your situation is isolated. It is not. Okay, I talk to people every day who are dealing with this. It's not isolated. We're going to talk about the behaviors that are so common across the board with narcissists that you can literally name the behaviors. You know what I'm saying? Because it is so predictable, because we're dealing with one spirit. Okay, going forward, I'm going to be showing you, we're going to go through my whole Dissecting the Devil book study, which is a study of Napoleon Hill's Outwitting the Devil, okay, to back up a lot of what I'm saying, so you can parallel this with what you know that you've already experienced of a narcissist and the behavior of the devil, the types of people whose minds that he infiltrates, and the types of people that he targets and tries to destroy. Okay, so I'm telling you all of this so that you will stay tuned, so that you will join me going forward. A lot of you, there's going to be people who have been dealing with narcissists that they didn't even have a name for it. They didn't know that that's what it was, but they just knew that this person, in the presence of this person, they feel drained, they feel miserable, they can never get along, they're not allowed to be happy. All of these are across the board what a lot of people are dealing with, and you just don't know it. So I'm about to bring all these people together so that people understand that you are not alone, that you are not, it's not an isolated situation. You are not crazy. Your feelings and your emotions are valid and they deserve to be acknowledged. Okay. And so again, I look forward to seeing you guys, okay, in the upcoming days, weeks, months, and years, however long we're going to be on here to slay these narcs. I don't think it's going to take that long, because I'm seeing narc slayers popping up all over the planet. Why? Because it's time. Okay, I had already seen this spiritual warfare. I've seen how it ends. I've talked about it for years before now, okay, on my other social media platform. And so it was time for me to bring it to BGO Live. Okay, so I guess tomorrow I will retell you about a couple of the dreams that I had, which are prophetic dreams. For those of you who don't know me, I am an oracle. Okay, I'm a professional spiritualist. I've been teaching about this since 2016. I've been doing it professionally since 2017. I do run a private support group for narc abuse survivors. I have several YouTube channels where I teach about narcissism. And again, like I said, I'm here on BGO Live because I see that there's a lot of people, like I said, who are inboxing me, who are actually appreciative of the fact that I'm shedding some light on this. And so with the other light workers who will be in the building, I'm asking you to join your light with mine so we can illuminate the valley of the shadows of death. Okay, and with that, you guys, I appreciate everyone who has gifted me tonight. I'm sending you all love, light, and healing frequencies. If anyone needs me for anything, don't hesitate to inbox me. Thank you so much, Pretty Brown Sugar. Sending you love, light, and abundant blessings, love. And until we meet again, my people, peace, love, and infinite abundance. I'm out. I will talk to you guys tomorrow.
Pew pew.